Hi, I am live. Yes, I am. Welcome to Mummypenny Talks. I am on episode 29 of series 2 of my wonderful podcast and Facebook Live. The date is the 5th of the 5th. I have moved podcast time to 12 o'clock to coincide with lunch. Thought it'd be a better time than the previous 11 o'clock. I have done about 77 episodes, always at 11 o'clock on a Tuesday morning. So I've been bold and changed it, really bold. So, what am I going to have a chat to you about today? I have to mention this top first of all. This is my lockdown uniform. Let's call it a uniform. Strong Girls Club. It's in reverse, isn't it? I've matched my lips to my top. It's really nice. It's really comfortable. It's got a really nice hood. It keeps me warm when it's cold and I don't want to turn the heating on. Strong Girls Club is an amazing clothing brand by Motherhood, M-U-T-H-A, Hood. They've got all sorts of really cool things like gym vests, loads of sweatshirts. Hi Caroline. And there's a really good like pop socket that goes on the back of your phone that makes it really easy to take selfies. Anyway, yeah, Strong Girls Club, really good. And whenever I see other people with a Strong Girls Club top, it's always really exciting. It says, hi, we're all part of the same club. Not an advert, I bought it for my birthday. My birthday was at the beginning of lockdown, weeks and weeks ago, because, we've had 6 weeks of lockdown. We're in week 7 now, aren't we? I know this because I did my week 6 spending diary and published it on Monday, so I shall be talking you through some of that. I'm also going to talk you through my, what word shall I use, my issues with anxiety last week and what I did to fix them. I've done loads and loads of coping mechanisms to get over the anxiety, and it's really, really worked. And if I feel it coming back, I just re-engage some of those coping mechanisms. So that was all good. So I want to share that with you. I am just going to flick into my Facebook and just try to share my live video a little bit beyond where it already is. I'm going to try anyway. Share to the public. That'll do. I'm going to talk about my 500 kilometre challenge. I decided on the last day of April that I wanted to set myself a charity challenge for May, as you do, on a whim. And I'll update you with how I'm doing and why I'm doing it. And I'm writing my book. I should tell you all about that. Right, let's start with the spending diary, because then I can share lots of money saving tips and tricks from there. So last week it rolled over the 1st of the month. Now, I don't know if you're the same as me, but I have loads and loads of bills which leave my bank account on the 1st of the month, like 500 quid's worth. So we've got like energy, gas, electricity, water, TV license, car tax, the car loan payment, council tax. All of that went out on the 1st of the month. So that made last week. I actually blew £1,000 last week. So I've not had a week where I spent more than £1,000. No mortgage payment, which normally goes out on the 1st, because I am taking a mortgage holiday. I haven't actually paid a mortgage since the 1st of March because Santander, I switched over, remortgaged, because I bought my ex out. I didn't pay mortgage in April. They let me off for a month, and now they've given me another 3 months mortgage holiday for May, June, July. So the next time I pay my mortgage will be the 1st of August. They haven't worked out the impact for me yet, but I don't envisage it to be much of an impact on my monthly payments, because my mortgage is over a very long period of time. Long story why that happened, but anyway, the interest rate's really right. 1.39% I got with Santander, which I started that mortgage on the 24th 21st. I won't forget that date, 21st of March, which was when the ex left and I became the owner of my own house. So yeah, so all that spending went out, and then I had a few chunky household spends. So I live in a 4-bedroom house. At the moment, all 3 boys share one room, which is quite bizarre. That's what they wanted to do, but now they've actually decided they don't want to do it. So I'm setting up the 2 rooms that aren't used for them. So I've had to buy a double bed for the sort of 3rd biggest room, which is where Dylan's going to move into. Wayfair, I suspect it's because Wayfair are in financial trouble, but they've got an amazing sale at the moment. I'm not an affiliate in any way. I'm just on their email list, but they sent me an email saying everything was under £99, which of course it wasn't. That was just a blatant marketing ploy. Completely fake as well. It was pretty like wrong customer trading standards rules, but I did manage to get it was basically anything that was like a single bed frame or a single mattress that was less than £100. Not all of them. So yeah, I found a nice black metal bed frame, double bed, and a half decent mattress. It wasn't the cheapest, it wasn't the most expensive, and it came to £176. So that's pretty good for a double bed and a mattress. So once that all arrives this week, we're going to set that all up in Dylan's room. And then the room I'm sat in now is my office, but I don't really use it as an office. It's got a desk, so Dylan's going to have the desk, and we're going to put a single bed in here so Jack can have the little room. It's got a fitted wardrobe. It's not really got much else in it, but he wants his own room. So yeah, that's a project for next week, to move all the boys into their own separate rooms. I had a few chunky business expenses. Oh yeah, because it was end of the month, paid my VA. Had some other things happen. I think I paid for an email tool. But what it actually meant was my actual spending on things like groceries, fun money, was only about £100. So it was actually a pretty good week for spending once you strip out all of the bills and the business expenses, etc., etc. So yeah, I'm going to carry on doing spending diary. So the whole point of starting the spending diary is because I'm doing a post for Pension Bee, which I'm meant to have written, haven't quite done that yet, comparing my spending to Faith Archer's spending from Much More with Less website. So we've both done our spending diaries, we've both compared them, we just need to write our post now. It's going to be published on the Pension Bee website. So yeah, it was intended to sort of end at the end of April, but I've just decided to carry it on because loads of people like reading it, so, and I really like writing it, so win-win, may as well carry on doing it. Right, I need to talk about anxiety next. I've referred to it last week because last week I was sort of in the middle of the anxiety and I hadn't quite worked out any coping strategies. So what happened last Tuesday afternoon was I had a hypnotherapy session with Heather Hall, and we talked about, it was so simple, so simple. She literally, it was on the phone, obviously. She just got me to list out everything that I'm in control of. Because anxiety is all about feeling out of control, isn't it? And it just gets into your mind and makes your mind spin out of control. So I listed all the different things, and there was so much that I am in control of. And she sort of prompted on a few things, and we ended up with this huge list of things that I am 100% in control of. And that's the whole sort of point of getting over anxiety, is as long as you're in control of what you can control, then you'll be all right. So yeah, I talked through all that, and then she sort of read it back to me with my eyes closed, sort of just talking to my sort of subconscious mind, and I immediately felt better afterwards, like immediately. As soon as we finished, was I by myself? No, the boys were here. I just had a bath, watched a film, and just chilled out, and then had the most amazing night's sleep. So other things I've put into place since then is I've stopped drinking caffeine, because caffeine was very much so inducing anxiety. I do have a coffee here, but it is decaf. Tastes the same. It's fine. I said I wouldn't, but I have really cut back on alcohol. I don't think I've had a drink for 3 days. Yay! That's a major win. I started my 500 kilometer challenge for May, so quite a lot of extra exercise, which really helps. And two of the things I've done is I've gone on really long bike rides. You have to include bike rides in the 500k, otherwise you just won't do it in May. But I rode to Chewin on the first day to go see the river and the mill in Chewin Marshes, and then a couple of days later I went a little bit further up the River Mimram in Old Welwyn and actually went in the river. So that's really, really important to me, to be near sort of water, and that really helps with the anxiety as well, just the getting back to nature and going on a really long bike ride and burning loads of calories and taking your mind somewhere else. So yeah, so it really, really worked. I cannot recommend hypnotherapy highly enough. I have used it for many things over the years. Lost 4 stone in weight with hypnotherapy. She's helped me with sort of focusing the mind. She's even done a bit of life coaching using sort of CBT methods as well. So it's really, really good. Check out Heather Hall hypnotherapy. You can Google her. Or I wrote a post about anxiety last week about how I was feeling and the sort of coping tools that I have implemented to sort myself out. Other interesting things I did last week. So I signed up to a Zoom yoga class. I've done all sorts of sort of YouTube things over the years with exercise classes, but I've never done Zoom classes before, and obviously that's what everybody's doing fitness wise. So that was really nice with Sue Anderson, who is I have massages, crystal massages with her in normal life where you can have a massage. So yeah, yoga session, and then we did a distance Reiki session on Friday, which was amazing. Like, I'm really into all these kind of alternative therapies. I haven't got any crystals with me right now. I have got my citrine, black agate, and amethyst. I love that kind of stuff. And the distance Reiki was amazing. She did like this colour meditation on me, and you could clearly work out, you go through all the different parts of your body, starting from the bottom up to the top. And yellow came through very, very strong for me, which is all about sort of self-love and independence, and that was really nice. Green came out really strongly as well. Can't remember what that one means. Blue completely stuck, like I couldn't see any blue, and Sue couldn't sort of get through to that part of me, which is all about it's your communication. And I was feeling quite stuck communication wise because there was a few issues going on with children. And then you've got blue and purple. Purple came through really strong, which is like your crown at the top, which is all about sort of self-actualization and vision. And so yeah, that was lovely. I really enjoyed that. I would definitely do that again. It works just as well distance as it does in person. But of course, when you're in person, you get a nice massage as well. So yeah, that was all really good. So yeah, my 500 kilometer challenge, let me just tell you about that. So for the month of May, I am going to cycle, run or walk 500 kilometres. So where are we now? I've had 4 days this month. I'm up to 57 kilometres. So I'm pretty much on track. Raising money for Grief Encounter, which is a charity that I have supported for many years via various fundraising things I do on Mrs. Mummypenny. They are an incredible charity that looks after children who have lost their parents or lost siblings. Their fundraising has really, really dropped because so many events have been cancelled, and that's where they get a lot of their funding from. So same for all charities, they need as much money as they can get. So if you have any spare money, because there are a lot of people out there who are still working full time but saving a lot of money because you're not out eating out, putting petrol into the car. If you've got some spare money, like, do think about giving some to charity. And if you would like to, I would love it if you'd sponsor me to do my 500 kilometers. The other thing I wanted to touch on was writing fatigue. Quite an interesting concept, which sort of hit me yesterday. So I'm writing a book. I've written 11,000 words of that book, and the sort of decent length of a book is like 50,000 words. So I've been quite conscious that I set myself this possibly unrealistic goal of having it done by the end of May. And it was flowing for a few days. Over the weekend when the boys weren't here, I wrote tons and tons. But then I got quite behind with content on my website, so I needed to write some particularly sponsored content, which is money. So obviously you should prioritise the stuff you're being paid for. I ended up writing about 15,000, 20,000 words last week in various different pieces of writing, and it was too much. So I got to the point yesterday where I was just like, I can't write anymore. I really just can't write anymore. So today I have written very little. I did put a post live, but it's literally a post about amazing VE Day printables and posters and bunting and stuff, which is great for, to download for the kids or for you to colour in. I've spent a lot of time colouring in the last couple of days. And yeah, I'm not gonna do any more writing today. I'm gonna have sort of a couple of days rest from it. Although I say I didn't write anything, I did actually write quite a bit yesterday because I had to do a sponsored post, which I've had very good feedback for. So that was good. So yeah, writer's fatigue is a thing apparently, according to Becky, who I spoke to, who is a writing coach. So yeah, don't overdo anything at the moment. Don't do too much exercise, don't eat too much cake, don't do too much writing. Try to vary up what you do, and then you'll keep sane. Sorry, the door keeps slamming downstairs. I don't know why. We've just set up the paddling pool in the garden, so the boys are running in and out doing that. So yeah, that's it for this week. Thank you for listening, watching, and I will see you next week for episode 30. I like to get through to the next set of 10s. Have a good week, everybody. I'll see you next week.